Hey everyone, I'm Jeremy. I'm a product manager here at GitLab, helping represent the managed stage of the DevOps lifecycle. I'm here to talk a little bit about what's in store for 12.7, releasing January 22nd, and I'll be talking a little bit about the analytics and access groups and what we plan on working on. I'm going to start with access, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and talk through a few issues. So the first issue that we're excited to kind of iterate on is SAML SSO on GitLab.com. So one challenge that we're trying to make a little bit easier is to make troubleshooting and configuration simpler for administrators. One challenge that we know about is managing user identities can be sometimes a challenge. We are including the ability to list and remove user identities when helping try to understand kind of challenges when configuring a SAML SSO. So in this release, we're going to list out the connected identities that users configure and map to the group when they are SSOing into the top level group. List them here along with their connected identity that you can actually remove to kind of troubleshoot problems. This is really useful when the user is having trouble signing in. You can simply kind of remove the identity, and they can SSO back into the account and restore the connection. So I think this is going to be a really useful kind of tool for companies and customers that are using SAML SSO. We're also iterating on the concept of group managed accounts, which is a useful tool when using and enforcing SSO on a top level group on GitLab.com. Group managed accounts allows you to require a user to actually create a dedicated user account for use with that particular group. And we want to extend the concept of group managed accounts a little bit further to allow organizations to enforce behavior on these users that are actually have created specific accounts for your enterprise. So one thing that we'll do is allow a group owner to actually toggle whether or not group managed accounts are able to create forks outside of the group. One challenge that enterprises have is a managed account that is using GitLab.com can actually fork an enterprise or organizational project into their personal namespace, which that organization no longer has control over or audit capabilities. So in this iteration, in this change, what we want to do is actually disable that ability and enforce that group managed accounts will only be able to fork somewhere within that account, within that group. Another thing that we want to do with group managed accounts is also prevent projects from being shared outside of those accounts. In GitLab, you're able to actually create project shares, and those project shares can be shared with groups anywhere on the instance. Since GitLab.com is a large GitLab Ultimate instance, one challenge is organizations losing control of their projects by accidentally sharing projects kind of outside of that namespace. So once again, we want to continue to iterate on the concept of security. And for group managed accounts, we actually want to prevent any organization from sharing a project kind of outside that group. They're going to keep everything namespaced and controlled within the confines of that top level group. So we continue to kind of invest in SAML-based SSO, and I think that we're excited to continue to iterate on this concept of group managed accounts and kind of increase the amount of security and control that organizations using it kind of have. So that's it for access. I'm going to move over to analytics, and I'm excited about two really interesting changes. And the first one is we're excited to kind of create an analytics area in the project sidebar. At the moment, we have kind of analytics related features that are kind of scattered here. We have one in cycle analytics. There's one kind of here under CI/CD under charts. There's one here under charts here under the repository. And what we want to do is we want to create a dedicated area of the project sidebar that we're just going to call project analytics. So we're going to create a dedicated space for project level kind of insights. So to help increase discoverability, help create a place in the product for us to kind of add additional analytics features. And we're going to start with a new dedicated analytics feature that's called CodeView Analytics. And this is something that we've heard from customers of a wide variety of industries and sizes, ranging from open source organizations to enterprises, along with the need that we have internally here at GitLab to better understand the velocity and habits of code review. So the proposed approach is to add a project level new feature, which defines review time as the time it takes from the first line comment in a merge request to the time that it is merged, and better understanding how long that is taking. So the first iteration is a simple table, and where we are sorting by default by review time. So at the project level, immediately it becomes very easy to understand which merge requests are kind of lagging behind and may require additional support in order to get to the finish line. This is going to be in GitLab Starter, and I think is going to be the start of kind of more focus that we place on specific analytics features that are in cycle analytics. I think we are kind of diving deeper into different stages in cycle analytics, starting with code review and then iterating to other parts of the value stream. So really excited to kind of get this MVC out, get it into your hands in January and see what you think. But overall, I think there's a lot of exciting stuff in 12.7 as usual. Excited to make this the best release ever, and excited to hear what you think. Thanks a lot. Cheers.